Hello, listener. Welcome to my blog on advice. So here, feel free to comment and like this if you want. This topic is being discussed because many people seek advice. And they seek advice on many different things, and we're not going to go into that. We're just going to deal with how to give advice. So, giving advice may sound easy, but actually it's more complex than you might think. And it's important that we understand how to give advice. You see, if someone is coming to you, asking for advice, it means that that person respects and trusts you. And your response will either build that trust and respect, or you can lose it. It also determines whether they come to you for advice next time. So parents especially need to be concerned about how they give advice. Now, be it something you're involved with or not, how you give advice will show personal interest when it's done right. And vice versa, if it's done wrong, it'll show apathy, or that you don't care. However, just because you're asked for advice doesn't mean that they want it. Often they know already what to do, but they need to talk. They need to talk it out. So it's important for us, especially guys, to understand this. Let me give you an example here.
Honey, what dress do I look better in?
My best girl impression. So most guys are thinking to themselves, A, this is taking forever. B, there's no good answer to this. Or they're thinking, the red one looks skanky and the striped one looks old-fashioned. I'm not saying everybody thinks this way, but these are a few possible reasonings that can go through a person's head. But if you were to answer based on these thinkings, you would have a wrong answer. Why? Well, because you're looking at it from a point of view that involves you. Right? Although the question should involve you, you should understand where it involves you. Now, whether the clothes look inappropriate is often well understood by a woman. Your mentioning it would be unnecessary, and may cause her to feel like you don't find her attractive. Same problem with the other dress. So, take your selfish reasoning out of it and ask her if you can see her in both. So, by doing this, you may be costing more time, but remember, she is just as aware of the time as you are. And if you push the issue of time as being more important to her, well, she will be hurt. So, if after looking at the dresses she hasn't decided, you can say that you're uncomfortable with guys eyeballing your girl, and that she should pick the old-fashioned one. She may still go with the skanky red one, but you've shown personal interest, you've voiced your opinion, and let her know how you feel about her. It's important to listen, right? Always wait until the person asking for advice is done. You can, respond in a humorous way, but don't roll your eyes or make them feel embarrassed or stupid. Make sure that you consider the best answer, not just the one that they are liking to hear. Your counsel might help them see a prospective end to their problem. But if you can't give them a positive piece of advice, better to speak consolingly over their issue, rather than pointing fingers. Leave them feeling upbuilt, not discouraged, by complimenting them on how far they have come or how strong they have been through it. Don't be afraid to offer a hug or a pat on the back. Touch can be a healing, but be careful not to go too far. Remind them of those who they should be considering. Now, it's important that you don't tell them what they should do, especially if others you know want the same thing. You don't want anyone to think that you're there putting ideas in their heads. Instead, suggest they consider all the options and have them list them out. You see, if they start answering the options that they give, the first option will often be the one that they're leaning towards. And now you can continue to draw them out and allow them to express their opinions on each of the options that they've outlined. Now, keeping the environment is a very important part because, like I've said before in other blogs, the environment is such an important factor. If you give advice while you're in a rush, or without hearing the whole story, you're going to basically give an incomplete or even misdiagnosed response, and that's what you don't want to do. You see, you can't assume that you have all the facts. Everyone leaves something out when asking you for advice. The important issues that you need to have clear before responding are 1. Family impact. See, family and close friends will be impacted by these decisions, or usually. Another one is morality. The decision they're facing, is it going to result in wrong behavior, or maybe even illegal behavior? Another issue is spiritually. Now, this can be said to be an all-encompassing time. It will encompass your fellow believers, the time you spend with them, this time you spend doing God's will, and of course, the family and morality as well. Finally, look at financially. How does your advice affect the financial side of the issue? This should always hold last place in the list because giving advice about financial decisions can often blind you to all the other factors. Now, once you're done giving the advice, make sure that they understand what you've said and understand what they're thinking to do. After the advice has been given, don't forget to follow up. And the next time you talk to them, ask them how it was coming along or how it went. All this will help you not only be able to give advice as a good friend, but it'll help you grow and mature as a person. This is Keith Martin. Hope you've enjoyed it.